What is up, everyone? So I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and for today's video I want to talk about my final thoughts on the Fallout 76 beta. Now, I personally did have a great time playing the beta. I found it really fun. I had a great experience. I found it really cool, finally being able to play with other people, co-op, I guess you could call it co-op, Fallout. And, I've always wanted that, and it's really nice to see that you could finally pretty much do that. Now, I've seen a lot of hate towards the game, which I can understand because it's not like the previous Fallout games. It's something completely different. And, Fallout is known for being very story driven, and it's known for like how you affect the world, like in Fallout 4, for example. You could join the Brotherhood of Steel, defeat the Institute, or you could join like the Railroad and stuff like that. You got all these different factions with like different endings. And that was like something special about Fallout. And in this new one, it's completely different. That's not even in the game at all. And as a matter of fact, there's no NPCs in the game, so they kind of just tossed that out. Well, I wouldn't necessarily actually say they tossed it out, but they tossed like a good amount of it out, which is why a lot of people were very angry about it, I would say. And I would understand why, but gameplay wise, I honestly did enjoy the game. I found it really fun just exploring the wasteland, getting all this loot, freaking finding these crazy giant monsters, and just having a great time overall, and just collecting power armor pieces and stuff, and of course finding that nuclear code and all that nuclear stuff, because shooting a nuke at someone's base sounds pretty epic to me. Honestly, just doing that would probably be really fun. Just if you see some guy you hate, just launch a nuke at him. I wonder how many times you could launch a nuke. Probably like probably only once, to be honest, like per person, or at least per group or something. But honestly, I don't know. Anyways, you guys, I would like to talk about some issues that I did have with Fallout 76, besides, of course, its story. So I guess since I was talking about the story, I'll start out with that. So for the story, there's no NPCs. There's a bunch of holotapes. There's a bunch of notes. That's like that's the closest thing you get to a story. Um, it's still something, at least. That's what I'm like. At least they didn't completely remove it. But it's not as interesting as when you actually get to like decide, like, or when you actually can interact with the story, is what I'm trying to say. Because in these holotapes and notes, it's like you're basically like a brick wall. You can't say anything back, or you just can't interact. Basically, you can't do anything like that. You can't communicate. It just talks to you, which is, a very unfortunate thing, because it's like I said, Fallout is known for its story, and the story is really not here. Like, I'm not gonna lie, these holotapes, when you do listen to them, are very interesting. They actually are very interesting. But like every time I listen to them, I always imagine, wow, like how cool would that be if you could actually see the factions and talk to them and actually help them and stuff, and like just actually see it. It'd be nice, but unfortunately, like I said, there's no NPCs. So that's the downside about it. Sorry about that, but yeah, so that's the sad part about it. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're getting Fallout 76 for the story, you're not gonna be very pleased, because the story is there, but it's not in a way that it's known for, is what I'm trying to say. It's just it's there, but it's just not like previous Fallout games. Which really does suck. But so I honestly, I wish they would like actually let you interact with some NPCs, or just with something. I don't know, just something cool, maybe like at least a couple of them. But I honestly don't see that happening, so I'm not even gonna bring it up. But that'd be nice. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say about the story. I honestly, one more thing, I do skip over some of the holotapes because when you just constantly keep popping in those holotapes, you find it does get a little kind of boring, because like you actually want to talk with these people and stuff. It just makes you think more about it, at least for me, which really does suck. But yeah, so I honestly did skip over some at times because I was like, oh, it's just a freaking another holotape, so I would just skip over them, which is not good because if you're there for the story, there's not much to it. But yeah, so moving on, there was a lot of, well, yeah, there was a good amount of issues I had with like frame drop, some of the AI and stuff, and just like bugs and whatnot. For example, there was like a scorched enemy. It would usually happen with the scorched, just a scorched for some reason. They would be like statues, and they would just stand there for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. They would just stand there frozen like a statue, basically. And whenever I'd shoot at them, freaking they wouldn't react. They just stay like that as a statue. And so I would keep shooting, and then I'd kill them. And when they die is when their body would actually just fall to the ground. It would move, which is really, really sucky because, like, that's just not how it works. They're supposed to attack you, so they really got to touch up on that. And also, sometimes, like, the AI, this goes more towards, like, the AI being kind of brain dead. The AI, like the scorched guy, he had like a pipe pistol. He would just stand still and shoot and just stand still. And then I would shoot him, but he still stays he stays there, like still, just keeps shooting. He doesn't go look for cover. He doesn't like flank around, try to shoot me or anything like that. And that's like pretty much with all the AI. They just stand there and shoot at you until you kill them. They don't really take cover, maybe like run back, like retreat a bit, throw a grenade, and then shoot. Like that'd be more interesting and make the fight more challenging and actually seem like they have a brain because the AI is pretty much brain dead in this game. I mean, there's times where they actually do take cover, but it's kind of rare in my opinion. And I wish there was more of that. So I think they got to touch up on that also. And as terms of bugs, there was this one bug where when I was playing with my friend TLD, on my screen he was all naked, but on his screen, he had all his clothes on. So that was a weird bug. It was like a nude glitch bug. I don't know what you want to call it, but he was just nude, and it was very weird. It was very interesting. But yeah, so they really need to fix that too. So let's see. So another thing was frame drop. There was a lot of frame drop. That was probably the thing I encountered the most. Lots of frame drop, which is really annoying because when it's like when the frames are dropping to like 15, the game is pretty much unplayable at times. And it really did get on my nerves because sometimes the game would even freeze. Every time I would open up my map, it would freeze for a second. And for example, if there was an enemy nearby, he would be freaking taking damage on me while I'm just stuck there frozen and I can't do anything. And that's not good because he could kill me during that time. And no one wants that. You want to be able to open your map and close it and stuff. There's a lot of like frame rate issues. I think is like one of the biggest issues in terms of like console because I played on the Xbox, so I think that's something that needs to be patched up a bit or something, just optimized. I don't know. They just need to work on that is what I'm saying. And yeah, there was also the submachine gun in Fallout. It has that drum mag or whatever, that one submachine gun. Whenever I would shoot it, it drops frames every time I shoot it. I do not know why, but I found it hilarious. I really did find it hilarious because every time I'd shoot, it would drop frames. So I just called it the frame drop gun because every time I shoot, frames drop. And I don't know if I have the footage, but if I do, you'll be seeing it right now, and you'll see what I mean. But it was really funny. But yeah, I couldn't even use the gun because it would just keep dropping frames. So at one point, I just left it in my stash. And speaking about stashes, the stash needs to be increased because at first, I thought I was good. It had like 400. I think it's up to 400, I'm pretty sure. And when I first played the game, I looked at my stash. I was like, oh, look, I'm never going to fill this thing up. It's got so much space. But boy, was I wrong. Freaking towards like the last beta session, which was November 8th, freaking I had like a bunch of power armor parts, freaking bunch of guns. I was filled with junk. Like freaking stash was already full. I couldn't do anything, so I ended up like scrapping my weapons and stuff, and scrapping some of the weapons I liked, which really sucked. And especially if you like collecting like weapons and stuff, because I like doing that sometimes. I just like keeping some weapons there just to be like, I don't know, just collecting stuff because it's cool, I guess. But yeah, it really sucks. So I had to end up scrapping stuff just to make more room, and I didn't like that. I hope they really increase it. And I've seen a lot of outcry for this, so hopefully they do something about it and increase it. Or if anything, I know an alternate way they could add it in. So what I was thinking is maybe it's a perk card. Maybe they can make it like a perk card where if you get this perk card, it doubles the stash size, so it goes up to 800. So that would be at least some way to somewhat fix it. And then maybe you could upgrade that card, and then it goes up to like 12,000 or something. I don't know. I think that would be a good way to implement increasing the stash box if they haven't already. But other than that, I think that's about all the issues I encountered, and some things I think that need improvement. Of course, I wish they did add NPCs and like make it more interactive, but unfortunately, that's not what we got, which does suck. But we'll just have to live with it because I don't think that's something that they could add on later on in the freaking game, because that's just how it is. They just wanted no NPCs for some unknown reason. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm just glad we got a co-op Fallout game. That's mostly why I enjoyed it. But if you plan on playing this solo, I think it probably won't be worth it, or at least it won't be what you expect. I'm pretty sure I said this earlier, but yeah, if you're gonna buy it as like a solo player, I would not really recommend it. I mean, you still could if you want. It's up to you, but for me, I wouldn't really recommend it. Because it's not really intended to be played that way. It's just kind of there. But overall, I still had a lot of fun with the game. But like I said, I know why people would be angry about it. I mean, I am a little angry about it not having like more of a story, more of a story-driven kind of stuff. Because these quests are just like run around, get holotapes, read notes. That's about it. Unlock terminals, stuff like that. The only thing you could talk to is robots, which is weird. I wonder why I don't know, it's just weird. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys think about the beta if you played it yourself. Let me know if you enjoyed it or what you'd like to see improved, or just overall, like, just let me know what you think. And of course, guys, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I love y'all, and see you guys on the next one. Peace.